Hey, how are you guys doing? I'm Lisa with Lisa Boone Designs. Sorry, I had a little bit of a technical issue with my microphone, and my iPad wasn't charging properly, and I knew it was going to die any second, so it just threw me for a loop because it was charging, and then it just wasn't charging anymore. You know, technology, gotta love it. So, anyway, today we are doing the Friendship Journal. It's a traveling journal that we are creating every fourth Sunday, but every Sunday there's a different group. I'm part of the vintage group, and I love being part of the vintage group. Um, it's so much fun because I love junk journals and I love creating journals and I like using vintage things and I like using junk in all of my journals as well. Hey, Mama P, sorry I gave you a little bit of a scare. I had issues. I was ready. I've been sitting here ready for over an hour. Good morning, Robin. Hello. So, guys, I love this traveling journey thing. We did the quilt last year. We're doing the journal this time. Hey Dee, you're back with me live. That's awesome. Estella, hello. Um, so I'm loving this. And you know, we created. If this is new to you, we created a journal cover. We sent it to somebody. They put a signature in. Then they sent it to somebody else and they put a signature in. And now we're on the third round. So I'm creating a signature for Miss Celeste Norman. Moments with Celeste is her business name. Hello, Jeanette, Lisa, Amy, Linda, Lori, Missy. Hey guys, all my friends are in the room. So we're going to have fun tonight. Let me read to you a little bit about Celeste in case you don't know her. Her birthday is November 20th. Things that she loves is her family, my faith in Christ, having gatherings with family and friends, and NE Husker sports. And then who am I? I'm a woman who loves the Lord, a wife of 50 years in June. Congratulations. That is an amazing accomplishment, Celeste. I love that. Good evening from Arizona. Hello, Diane. Joyful Artistry by Heidi. She was just before me, so please make sure you follow her. Sherry, Glenda, Linda, Cheryl, hello, Maureen. Oh, everybody's here. Okay. 50 years, what an accomplishment, right? You know that has to be God, right? Because we would just not be able to do it without him. Mother of two, she has a son and a daughter. She's a grandmother of one, who's grandchild 16 years old. Friend who loves seeing people smile. I do too. I love people. Good humor makes me tick. Carefree, spontaneous. Her crafting passions are mixed media art, junk journals, and altered golden books. Home decor, love trying new things. Her favorite is New England during the fall. She loves Christian gospel. Don't you just love getting to know people on a personal level? Like this just takes it up such a big notch, right? She loves Southern chicken and dumplings and baked goods. Girl, I love baked goods too. Color is aqua blue and all bright colors. So I always look at this and I look at the color first. And sometimes I'm like, yay, it's pink. And then when I see bright colors, I'm like, okay. So I purposely put on a bright shirt. I purposely put on a bright shirt because she loves bright colors. And sometimes it's intimidating to me to make it all cohesive and make it all work when there's a lot of color. I'm going to tell you what, Christy Sloan likes bright colors. And when I did her quilt, man, I had to think that through, I had to talk myself through it. It turned out really great. Hey, Virginia. Hey, Barb. Ann says, had a good family weekend. To Linda, that's awesome. Was it your birthday? Someone said happy birthday to somebody. It must have been you, Ann. Let me know. Becky's Whimsy's in the house. And Debbie, good morning. Good evening. All right. So, fun facts. Crafting is where I relax. Yes, I believe that because we were meant to be creative. And creativity brings us a little bit of peace. Or it should. Love to go antiquing, shopping at specialty shops. Me too, especially in small towns. Me too. We just went to Marion, North Carolina, and we went to a whole bunch of places. And on the way, we stopped at this Peddler's Mall. We'd like to stop in Eastern Kentucky called Somerset Peddler's Mall. I think I just put I just put it up. I just put it up on my Love Local with Lisa TikTok, and I actually picked something up from there, and I had forgotten that she said that, and just for her journal. So I'm excited about that. Enjoy short road trips to do my shopping. Me too, girl. Love putting together items for my MWC sales. I don't know what that is. Enjoy playing pranks. Ooh, she's got jokes, this girl. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put that in her box, and I'm gonna show you. Hey, Patsy Ray. Hey, Renee from Rainy Day Vintage. All right, this is, y'all, I don't know what we are all thinking when we said 3 inches was enough for a spine, Miss Cheryl. What were we thinking? Y'all, we only have 2 signatures in here. She's already put the holes in and put the thread in. And I think I remember her doing this. I caught her live very, very quickly when she was putting her journal cover together. And look at that. So look at her journal cover. Did you say Marion, North Carolina? Yes. Don't tell me you're close by. Do not tell me that. Please don't tell me you're close by to Marion, North Carolina. Yes, we were just there 2 weeks ago. On my TikTok, my Love Local with TikTok, not my Lisa Boone Designs TikTok, I reviewed a whole bunch of places. I hope you're not close by to there. I will be so upset. But I fell in love with that town, let me tell you. All right, so I'm not going to show you the journal, but look at that. It's so thick. And then the second one, it's thick. And then we have 3 more spots, okay? So that's what that looks like. But look at her journal. She definitely loves that teal, that aqua color. But she's got some beiges and some browns in here. And this really is kind of orangey to me, which picks up on the brown, the orangey of the aged paper. So here's where we're going, okay? I'm going to put this aside. Actually, I'm going to put this over here. I don't want it to get messed up. I keep the boxes and I put it right back in that box because I don't want to lose it. I don't want anything to happen to it. My cats are always in here, so I put it so that they don't touch anything. Your husband is from there. Lots of family there. Oh my gosh. I fell in love with that town and I met so many business owners. We had a blast. I'll have to tell you about it and see if he knows any of those people. Hey, Cheryl. Kalia and I have been crafting today after church. Wait, Kayla, Michaela, her daughter. I can't see that well. I'm like, Kalia, who's Kalia? Okay, sorry. I have been working on patchwork Bible cover, chain, and tassels. There you go, girl. There you go. Get your craft on. Jamie said, hello, ladies. Hello to you. Hey, Designs by Dina. I don't know if it's Kenny or if it's Dina, but hello. Okay, so it's probably both of them, knowing them. They're always together. All right, I went ahead and I put my signature kind of together in order. So my cover is going to be a file folder. I've already cut it. So this was a file folder. I cut this part off. I scored this and then I pulled this up. And the excess I'm probably going to use for tags. So I'm just going to show you what we're doing. So I coffee dyed a whole bunch of paper like a couple of months ago when we started. I still had some left. I probably at this point need to make more. So I have some coffee dyed paper. And then, Shaylee Morehouse, we did a journal for the ladies that were in recovery. I have fallen in love with her stuff, and I don't usually do printouts, but I'm going to do a little bit of a mixture in this journal and see how it goes because she said she liked bright colors, and I knew that Shaylee had a lot of stuff. So I printed them, and I cut out the borders, and then some of them I shrunk and printed. So this is what it's going to look like. This paper I bought a whole bunch of reams from a store that was going out of business, 8.5 by 17 paper. So I have really long pieces that I can cut in different ways. So I cut a little bit off And then the other part, I'm going to show you what I did. So this is this paper. Isn't this beautiful? And then, so then we're going to go, I only put 6 pages, but we'll see. So this is the back of that one. Then this page, I don't think I'm going to make it into a pocket. I really like interactive journals, so I might leave it like that. We'll see. And then this is the back to that floral. And then this is it, right? So I want to talk this through because I had 1,000 ideas and I was getting really excited. Thank you, Dee. My pages are beautiful. I printed a whole bunch of Shaylee's work. And I mean, it's gorgeous. So we're going to use these. I wish that this was shorter, that I could use it as a belly band, and maybe we could add to it. I don't know. But I cut them up. Of course, I need to ink them because I like the way that looks. But these are going to be like little pockets, spring scenes. I just absolutely love that. I happen to have these postcards, so I'm going to use them as journal spots. Where's the other one? There's one missing. I need to find it. I have a blue one. So these go in line with these colors, right? So I have a blue, the yellow, and the pink. This is one of Shaylee's that we're going to use. And I inked it. And I originally had wanted to put it as the cover. And I'm not opposed to it, but we're going to talk it through. This is where I need some interactive help, okay? I need you to help me with this. I love sunflowers because the sunflower's always posturing itself after the Father, after the Son, right? She's a Christian, and so I love sunflowers for that reason. And then it's got all of the colors on there. I also love butterflies because of the transformation process. You know, Romans 12:2, that's what it reminds me of. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Do not be conformed, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So sunflowers and butterflies for me, I always try to add them into everything. You can do a shorter belly band. I know I could, or I could do a sideways belly band. In my head, I wanted them this way because I love these flowers going down. But yeah, we can make it work. So I love that. And of course, I'm going to cover this up. And we're going to sew this on. And I'm going to use a closure. And the closure is going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to show you now. This is so you kind of get an idea of what we're doing. I've never done anything like this before. But I had picked this up at a thrift store. And again, this was at a different town. This was in Elizabethtown or Bardstown, Kentucky. Because both of those Peddler's Malls are very similar and they're 30 minutes apart. And we went a couple of months ago. We're actually going back in May and in June. I'm excited about it. But I always pick up things from this one particular booth. I'm thinking it's E-Town. She's got a lot of fabrics. So I put some grommets there, made some holes, put some grommets. I'm going to have this. I saw Treasure Books did something similar with a belt, but I didn't have what she had. And I thought, how can I do this? And she did hers, like I said, it's different. But so I'm just trying to play off of it. I cut it bigger than what I needed because I don't know how fat this is going to be. And I'm going to do 2 more holes. And then I'm going to like corset, like a mini corset. And maybe I can add a 3rd one. I don't know. But this is the idea because she loves vintage. She thrifts. She loves blue. She loves all the colors. So this is a little bit lighter, but I think it's going to work. So I want you to know that this is how I'm going to do the closure because I have 2 other options. And this was it. This was it for me. I even inked it. And then I saw this. Well, these 2. And I thought, oh, these are gorgeous. They came out a little bit too big. So I can maybe shrink them down a little bit. I really am leaning towards this one. And I think I want to like rough cut it out and attach it like decoupage and layer. Give me some thoughts, okay? But there's lots of papers. There's lots of papers that I have here. I have also thought about using this cross with these bright flowers. I think this will be a belly band of its like somewhat thing. And then look at these. I love these. I love these. And she's got some blue. So I think I'm going to incorporate some of her in there. We're going to make some envelopes. I love this little girl too, but I think I'm going to go with one of these mannequin forms. What do you guys think? And I do have this that I thrifted as well, and I wanted to incorporate it in here somehow, some way. So that's the idea. That's the gist. I have lots of other papers. Let me show you all of the papers. That's so you get an idea. And all of the papers, I have some stuff that I'm going to use, you know, like hymnal pages like I always do. Some dictionary paper. I'm not sure if I might use this one. I'm not sure. I can't remember where I got this from. I've had this for a little bit, I think. Or did I get this from Shaylee? I don't remember. But these are from Shaylee. I love this bird. I already kind of started oh, here's my... Did it stick? All right. There's my... I was gluing this. I was working on these envelopes. Look at this butterfly. So I'm thinking, again, butterflies, sunflowers are my favorites. This is something that I had that I was going to use in another journal, and I might use it on this one. It's a Monet. Here's another piece. And I loved this little girl. We could still use her, right? I love the dress form you're leaning towards. Right, Missy? Oh my gosh. I know. Okay. Look at how colorful. Look at the vibrancy of this beautiful painting. And I love flowers right now. You know, springtime with all the flowers. I just got 2 wonderful baskets that we're going to put up front for my friend has a greenhouse. And then I'm already thinking about all of the front. So that's the front of my house, and I'm in that mode. And so I'm not going to let this intimidate me, right? We're going to do this. And then here's another one. Thought these could make really nice envelopes. And so, and this one too, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? All from Shaylee. These are free for personal use. I bought this pad that has a whole bunch of scripture on there. And so I chose this one. I'm praying God will take away all of your worries and replace them with thoughts of his love. And then it's 1 Timothy 4:8. Physical training is good, but training for godliness is much better, promising benefits in this life and in the life to come. So we're going to put that in there somewhere. These are part of that whole piece of work that she did, that series. So these are little pockets, and I think these are going to be really nice to have. I couldn't resist because I love sewing machines. And I just thought, oh, wow, this could be a journal card. So we'll put some coffee dyed paper or something behind it. I love this stack of books. This was beautiful. Oh, I made this one smaller too. And then here's another, maybe a flip that we could do, or we'll see. So these are my papers, and I don't want it to be like in your face. I want to tone it down, and I want to play with it. So I want to mute it down with a lot of these brown colors, because when we looked at her cover, there's a lot of browns. There's some orangey browns in there. And then, of course, she's got the laces and all of that. So that's what I want to do. So let me do this while we start collaging. And have you ever been inspired by yourself? Like, I never used to be, because sometimes I liked it and then I wouldn't like it afterwards of what things that I did. But while you practice and practice and practice, like, you start getting better. And I did this is in my prayer journal, and I did this on the live, and I really love how this looks. So I wanted to show it to you. This is a tuck spot, a belly band. And I had this girl there, and I had some transfers. Heidi just used transfers, and these are transfers, all of these. And I did a flip out here, and I love that. And so I want to have the color for her, but I want it to be pleasing to the eye, where the color just kind of makes you go from one point to the next point. That's my goal. And so if you have a prayer request or a praise report, please let me know so that I can write it in my book and pray with you. I would love that. And then I do have some things that I printed from Shaylee as well, like just different words. So that's where we are. And so I've got all kinds of things here that we're gonna utilize, some neutrals, and then work with what we have. Oh, I forgot to show you this one. It got stuck. So I definitely want to use this girl. Really liked her. I also shrunk her just a little bit, and then I inked it in that teal color. I really like the way that looks. So that's going to be a tuck spot maybe. So while we're doing this, I think that the dress form came out a little bit too large. So let me just run over here really quickly. And is it this one? Yeah, no, that's not the one. That's the other one. Oopsie. Oh, there it is. It's hard for me to see. I'm like Heidi. I can see my up close with the glasses, but then I can't see far away. All right, I'm gonna print this, and I'm going to page two. Sorry, I'm gonna print this, and I'm gonna scale it. So if you didn't know that you could do that, you can actually scale. I think I'm gonna do 40. I think I did 50 before. So I'm going to print that and we'll see how it goes. You know what? I love it so much. I'm going to go ahead and print another one at 45. So these are full 8.5 by 11 prints. So you can print this to, however large you want. You can even print it larger, really. But you could also go to your settings and you can hit scale it down. Let me see. I think that was 50. I'm going to do 45. I'm going to do two versions. Okay, so this is for Celeste. Celeste. I know her last Moments with Celeste. I knew her name was in the business name. Moments with Celeste. So I'm going to take my signature papers out. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to glue some things on there. I want to make this like a nice little collage. I want to use hymnal paper. I want to use, I used this for the last one. I think it would be kind of cool to use this one also because it does have the brown. This is actually the hair of the last journal that I made. Who did I make that journal for? And I'm so upset with myself because I forgot to take a picture of it. It turned out, it's probably one of my favorite signatures that I've ever done, honestly. It was amazing. So I want to do some different collaging. I have all my papers here. Okay. I want to collage with dictionary paper. I'm gonna use a little bit of this. I could really use this as a belly band. Isn't this pretty? Okay. Let's do that. All right. I'm gonna glue this down. I love collaging. I'm not gonna use that whole thing. And I like using the paper every which direction. I don't like it to just all be one direction, but if that's what you like, then you can do that, no problem. But I want this to be, I love these because these are all women. I also use this paper in my last journal as well. I'm just going to kind of see how many pieces I need. I'm going to see. While my printer is printing. Oh, it says September. I wish it said November. Oh, that's the day before my birthday. That's funny. Let me know, do you guys like to go thrifting for paper and for fabrics? I sure do. I really, really do. And I really don't like to have solid lines. So I'm just going to do this. And then we need some I had a stack, but then I started moving everything. I need, what do I need? I need a book. I have lots of books all around me, but, okay. See, I love using different books because they all have a different color and they all say different things and, you know, okay, that's good. Let's start because I do want to sew. Could you make a little hat that would sit on top of the ball of the dress form with ribbon or lace or feather? Hey, Diana. Girl, where do you come up with some really great ideas, let me tell you. Okay. I didn't really want to, I wanted to have something underneath. I have a silicone, there it is. There it is. All right, this way I can go all the way to the corner. So I'm just going to do one area at a time. Try not to push down too much so that you don't use as much glue that way. I'm going to push that out a little bit. So I always like to overlap. One of the things that we did when we went to Marion, Kentucky is that, I'm going to put this here. We went to this restaurant and I always stare at the art. And my husband's like, okay. I'm like, oh, is that decoupage? And he's like, who cares? I do. And I start staring at it. I took a picture of it. It was an American flag and it was decoupaged and then they painted over it. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, so I like that. It was very textured and I like having the texture and all of the, you know, when you decoupage. I like the layers. I always change it up. Like, I have a plan and then I change it up. Do you guys do that too? I lay it out, I audition it, and then I'm like, oh, I think I want it this way. Let me see. I'm gonna cut this off. I don't like the straight edges to show. I just don't. I'm gonna do this one like that. I'm just gonna tear this a little bit. It really doesn't matter. And when I see people's collage work and it has lines everywhere, like, it doesn't give me the ooey, you know, like, I'm like, ew, I'm not like that. It's just for some reason I don't like to collage with straight edges. But I try to do like kind of rectangular, kind of. And I really like the text to go in different directions. I didn't do that here, but I usually do. And see, this hymnal page is always like so awesome because it's so soft. It just falls right off. Some of this is not even going to be seen because we're going to be putting a cover on here. Put some of this. Whose journal are you working on? Celeste. Celeste. All right. I know that moments, or what do you say? Moments with Celeste. I always forget people's business names unless I've worked with them a lot. And it's just because, you know, we're all in a group chat, by our first name, you know, like our personal Facebook. And so I forget. Like, I know the names when I see them. Okay, let me. Oh, crappy crap. This printed again. I'm wasting ink. I didn't want this one. I keep telling it the one page. There we go. But it keeps printing more than one. And then it printed a whole bunch front and back, and I didn't tell it to do that. Oh, yeah. That size is better for this than that size. See how, and that's, I shrunk this one at 50% and this one at 40%. So just so you could see how that works. Okay. And all this glue and collaging makes it a lot sturdier. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's 7:30. I guess I've been yapping. I like it when we have an hour though, versus 45 minutes because I'm used to doing an hour. But I can honestly go longer. Like I can just yap all day. What about y'all? So I'm going to be speaking of yapping. I'm glad I said that. I think it's the 17th. I don't know. You have to go on my business page. By the way, make sure you're following all of the creatives. We sure would appreciate the follows for all of our small businesses, especially when you see a business name on here. But on, no, I'm going to do this way. That's too much white. On May 17th, I'm going to be doing a live, and I'm inviting someone, maybe Lisa Kidd. I'm inviting whoever wants to do it to come live with me. You don't have to have a business. You don't have to know all the things. It's just craft with me and chit chat. I think it would be super fun. Many of you know that I have a radio show, so I'm used to yapping. I yap all the time, but I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. But especially going live, I know that's pushing the envelope a little bit, but I promise you it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it would, you'll step outside of your comfort zone. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do this. Again, I invite you to do it. I think you would have fun. I'm going to put this that I cut off right there. And it's just craft with me, chit chat. I think we can decide if we want to do a craft together. If you're going to teach me something, or we're just going to play, or it doesn't matter what we do. I've done a lot of lives like that where it really didn't matter. We just chit chatted and crafted. Or we could really plan it and do something similar, do the same thing. It's early enough that if you sign up and if you wanted to do the same thing, I can come up with something and mail it to you. Thank you, Robin. I think it's a great idea. I think it's going to give somebody an opportunity to do something that they've never done before. But also, I know I'll learn. I'll learn something from somebody. I love that idea. And then just making it more interactive and making the live more fun for me, for everybody else. And you can ask questions. Everybody can chime in. If we do like a specific project, then we can let you know in advance, or we could do it as a secret. I mean, the sky's the limit here, y'all. Like, there's no right or wrong way. We can make a journal. We can do a masterboard. We can paint something, mixed media. I mean, you tell me, right? That's what I'm wanting. You tell me. I think it would be a lot of fun. So I'm looking for someone to say, yeah, you know what? I want to step outside the comfort zone. I know, Lisa. That's why I said. That's why I said Lisa Kid. Maybe this is the way we get you going live. So she's saying this is way out of my comfort zone. I don't think my phone would have the capability of me going live. I have a very old Android. Oh, you said it right there, Android. I'm kidding. And it's completely full of pictures, things I want to print out. Thank you for thinking of me, but I might have to pass. I want you to think about it. Most of all, I want you to pray about it. I want you to pray about it. Because here's the thing. You need a little bit of storage to go live, but it's not saving to your phone. And maybe somebody else has a phone you can borrow. She's like, oh, she's getting hot and sweaty. She's like, I'm not coming back to your lives now. I'm not gonna support you anymore. Is that what you're saying? I understand. All right, I do understand. But it's really not that hard. And you know what? I get people that come on my radio show all the time, and they're like, it makes me nervous, blah, blah, blah. And then when they do it, they're like, oh, it wasn't bad. No, it wasn't, because we're focused on just chit-chatting and, each other. And the time goes by so fast. So fast. And here's the thing. When we go live together, I use a third-party software. So I would invite you into the room. I'll send you an email. Invite you into the room. And we go live on my page. So it's like this, like two screens. If you have a Samsung, it's under Samsung Notes. Okay, so if someone has an Android and knows what to tell her. But I don't think that you need that much storage to do it. I could be wrong. I've always had an iPhone. I'm thinking yapping or chatting is a gift. Not everyone can. Not everyone can. No, I know. But because I do it for a living with people that are introverted, once they get going, because you can have a conversation with people. A lot of times people think, oh, there's no way. I can't talk for 30 minutes. Girl, you're not talking for 30 minutes. We're talking for 30 minutes. I can talk for 30 minutes. I can talk for an hour. I understand the gift of gab. And there's sometimes where I don't want to talk, and I am introverted, and I just like to people watch. So I do get it. But I also know from experience that there's a lot of people that have come on the radio, and we do a Facebook Live. It's not just the radio, and they've been surprised. And when they're done, they're like, "That was fun. I want to do it again." How do you know I was breaking out in a sweat? Because we've been trying to get you to go live forever, and you've said it's outside your comfort zone. I know. I get it. It sounds like a great opportunity, Missy said. Girl, come live with me. It could be anybody. Again, you don't have to have a business. Girl, come live with me. It could be anybody. Again, you don't have to have a business. And I think if this goes well, if I get people to do it, I'm going to do it more. Because I just think it would be fun and something different. Okay, so this is this. Okay, so now here's what I want to do. I need to collage this. So, of course, if I would have done, it doesn't really matter, but, this is going to be facing up. So, I think, do I want to, yes. Okay, so what I want to do with the inside, look at this. Look how vibrant. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I think that I want to, and I can do it this way, and have this as the background, right? I think that would be pretty. Girls, Lisa, you should go live with Lisa. Ha ha ha. Go live with Lisa. Ha ha ha. You have so many great ideas. Yes. Tell her, my friend. Heidi is egging you on and egging me on. I love that. We believe in you, Lisa. That's the thing. We all believe in you, and you do have some fabulous, fabulous ideas. And it's okay to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. Actually, we need to. I used to be pretty daring if I was comfortable, and then I was really shy in front of, if I had to get on stage, I couldn't talk. My voice would start going up and down. And then at some point, I don't know. I consider it like, I don't know. I just became like, you know what? Who cares? Like, if I mess up, if I say something wrong, or if I look like an idiot, or if my hair's every which way, like, why is this so thick? This is really thick. Like, who cares? It's okay. It is not the end of the world. And honestly, I could have not have to do this whole thing, but here we go. It's kind of crooked, but it's okay. This is really brittle paper, so I wasn't going to pick it up again. I just got to the point where it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I make a fool out of myself. Like, let's have fun. Let's just have fun. Life is too short to not have fun. So when we were in Marion, North Carolina, I had been in a bad mood. Like, I was tired. And I was cranky girl. And then we got there, got to the hotel. Actually, the reason I went to Marion is because I sold one of my dogs, my puppies, to a friend of mine from New York that I had gone to elementary and junior high school with. And he moved to North Carolina, but on the coast. And so North Carolina, kind of far for us, but my husband hadn't been to the mountains in a while. He'd never been to Asheville. We would drive through Asheville to go to South Carolina. And I thought, that would be kind of fun. Instead of having him come all the way here to do like a little weekend excursion, because we like to do that. We like to go thrifting, seeing small towns, go to all the eateries, blah, 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 blah. So that's what we did. And so then I found this pizzeria place that I wanted to go eat. It said New York Pizza. I'm from New York. You know what I mean? So we had to go. And I met the owners, talked to them. They were so lovely. I did a video. They knew I was going to do a TikTok. My husband was embarrassed. He's like, and I'm like hyper. And I'm like, I want to ask everybody, like, what's their favorite thing here? Why are they here? Do they live here? And all this stuff. Everywhere we went. And he was like, if you do that, I'm getting up. I'm walking out. But I'm like, I don't care. And that, but I was in that kind of a mood. I wanted to do that, but I don't think that I want to do that now. I might leave it. Okay, so this is what I need to do. It's Facebook or Lisa connection. It's frozen a few times. Uh-oh. Is it? And you know what, guys? It will fix itself. I'm just going to cut out a triangle. Here, that's a bad triangle. Okay, bad triangle. That's okay. I like that. The word's there. I think I'm going to leave it. But what I am going to do is, if I can, round that. If I can get it. Nope. Just round it a little bit. Okay. All right, so these are going to be pockets. It's fine now? Okay, good. But yeah, so sometimes I'm wild and crazy, and sometimes I'm more reserved, and sometimes I'm in the middle. All right, I like this. And sometimes when I do these collages, I use gesso to like tone it down a little bit. But we said we're going to use, where's my girl? Okay. We're going to use this as the cover. 743. Oh, man. I need 2 hours. Okay. I'm going to cut this down and then see what I have. Because I actually want to rip it, like, with my hands. But I had this idea to frame it. Okay. So I need to see. Yeah. Okay. I have this paper. This is packing paper. I have this left over from my last live. Did you guys watch the live where we made masterpieces in the making? Let me show you these really quick because these turned out so cute. I took a picture of them, but you can appreciate the goodness. I need to glue this down. So I made different styles. They're all made the same way. And one of these are going to go in this journal. But they all have a pad in the inside. Like this one I did differently. So there's all these tuck spots and tuck spots here. And I was going to embellish them more when I knew where they were going. So this one I used packing paper. I had used packing paper for the pad. And then this is a pocket. And see how I sewed it all on? I love this. So this one, instead of doing a pad, I did a pull out. And then when you pull this out, this like that. I love that, okay? And see, this has the sheet music. There's a pocket. And then this one, I did differently as well. So I just put this image there. This is my pad. And then there's a pocket here. And my first few ones, I forget which one was my prototype. So then I did the pad on this side, all these papers. These are Shaylee. This one is Shaylee. This is left over from that recovery. So I did it this way. I wanted it to flip over that way. But you could put it this way if you wanted. But I made it to go this way. And then this was like a printable that I had made a long time ago. And so I wanted it to be more clean cut. And then this one is like this. So all of these are ready to go. And I can embellish them a little bit more and put them in someone's journal. So I had all of my paper out. This paper. I have this contraption that I hardly ever use. And let me see if I can remember how to do it. I think it goes this way. Does anybody have one of these? Look. I love it. I don't know why I don't use this more. This is so much fun. Of course, if you wanted, you could sit at the television and you could do these, you know, you don't have to maybe do them at micro, but like, look, I mean, now it'll curve, it'll do anything you want it to do, but it looks like cardboard, but it's just packing paper. So I wanted to mount this. Oh, I kind of like the lines going this way. I wanted to mount it on this, and I want to see the texture, so I don't want to give it away. I don't want to use it. So, and I don't want to mount the entire thing. Like, I want to cut some of this out and put some of this on here. So that's why I said we might lose some of this, but I just think it would be so cool. And could have used some of this paper to collage with. Well, we could use that on the inside maybe. Uh-oh. Dog's barking. I wasn't going to rip the whole thing, but I think I like the idea of it. Could always print another one, right? Always wanted one of those, Maureen? Yeah, I got it in a craft haul. It's so cool. I really should use it more. I really should. So maybe, yeah, no, I definitely want this on here. And I think I'm just going to rip it. Let's see, because I have enough. Yeah, and have it coming off a little bit. Let me see. Do I want this? Maybe I don't want this as tall. I'm going to just rip. So Lisa, I have to figure out if I can still do a hat. I think I like this. Okay, but you know what we have to do? We're going to ink it. So I'm going to, normally I ink with the vintage, or I'm going to do this teal color. And sometimes I'll go back. So I might do that. I might go back with the brown. 750. Ugh. Okay. So I want to add some of that teal. I'm trying to get it everywhere. Instead of the brown, well, let's see the brown. Let's see the brown first. Sometimes I like to add black on the very, very tip. Like, so we're going to do that with the brown. Yeah. It's not so drastic, and it really gives it that teal color, but then we tone it down with the brown. Have you guys ever done that? I like doing it. Might not have enough room. You could do fabric ruffle down the side of the page. We need to add some fabric for sure on this cover. I think I want to do it I had a whole bunch of fabrics, and I was trying to find one that had teal, and then of course I had that blue napkin, and originally I wanted it in the front, but it's just too blue, and so I was like, I want to incorporate it somewhere. But I do have a couple others that I picked up while I was thrifting that same day, and I got one that was like a big pack of fabrics. And then I went yesterday, a new Peddler's Mall opened up in Evansville, Indiana, which is 45 minutes from here. And I stopped going to Evansville a lot. Oh, I love the way that that's looking. It's really popping. And let's see. I had this lace, and this is what I had intended to do. I think I want to do it like this. Let's see. Because it coincides with, I use this lace on all of these. So just to show you. And then I sewed it, and it tones down the stuff that you have in the back. So let's see. And then I want to glue it, but then I'm gonna probably sew around it. I have to figure out how I want to sew it. That's another reason why I've been doing these journals where I always typically just put them all in, sewed it in, and then started embellishing each page as I went. I love the freedom of not putting it together until I'm done, so that this way, if I want to sew, I can sew where I want to sew, and I don't have to worry about any restrictions. And it's really been so much fun, like so much fun to do. I think I want some other fabric. It's $7.53. Let me see. I had a piece of white. Let me see what that looks like. This was, I ripped up a whole bunch of sheets that I thrifted, and kind of like a little bit of the white. And I was making like, kind of like a sari silk. Let me see if I cut it. So yeah, whenever you go thrifting, get cotton sheets, like sheet sets, and cut them all up. You get a lot of string, especially the stuff that's like fabricy, stretchy, I mean. But what's great about that is that you can really get it nice and frazzled. What's the word? And I probably will do that even more. So let's see. because then it kind of makes the white make sense. And then we've got the creaminess, which is really cool. This is too tall, so I want to go like here. I like to stagger the height. Do you guys do that too, or how do you do it? And we'll keep this because scraps are gold. We'll use that somewhere. All right, just for giggles, let me try it this way and see if I like it better. I might stagger it even more. Okay, I like to look at it on the screen on my camera, but I think we're heading in the right direction. And so what I would do is I would just kind of glue this in sections and then sew. Or I might sew around each element a little bit and then put it together. I think I like the idea of that. I've got black thread. What do you guys think? My time's up. I got 2 minutes. So this is going to be my signature. Let's look at this. This is going to be the cover. And then this is going to be the closure. And I like the way that that looks together. I'm still trying to find the right color of sari silk, or I might take this white. I'm not sure. But I think that this coordinates really well. What do you guys think? You could stamp a word on a piece of that fact. Lisa, come on live with me. Come on live with me. That's actually, I'm glad that you said that because, you know, I'm being inspired by this, and I did stamp on there. I stamped all over actually, and then I added gold as well, and then I added the transfers. So I want the signature to kind of have this feel like all the pages, and I did use the thread, the black thread, and fabric. So I do want to have some threads behind, and I thought I didn't use gesso. I thought I did. But I did. I feel it. I did use gesso. So that's kind of where we're going with it. Love it, Maureen and Missy. Oh, thanks, friends. Thank you so much. So this, yeah, I think I'm gonna enjoy this too. Yeah, this would be nice to stamp something. Maybe a scripture. Anaphylactic. We probably need to erase that word. I'm gonna gesso that. Who wants anaphylactic on their junk journal cover? Or maybe we're gonna that's a weird word. Those are weird words. Yeah, I'm gonna do some gesso. Pick words that you like. I should have done a Bible. Like I do decoupage a lot with Bible, but that's funny. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make this Tuesday. I'm going live for the napkin effect. I'm hosting that with a whole bunch of my friends. We're gonna be doing this Tuesday from 3 to 9 Central. So join us for that. Dina is going to be next, so make sure you stay in the Crafty Bunch. Stay in the Crafty Bunch, refresh, and you can go back and you can watch all of the previous creators and be inspired. Every Sunday, this goes on, a different theme. So mark your calendars for that. And then I hope to see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great day. Ciao. Cover it with another word. Yes, we're going to cover it.